is Yakzan Shishakly, the CEO of the Maram Foundation, a humanitarian non-government organisation headquartered in Turkiye. Thanks very much for your time, Yakzan. Now, tell us about the situation where you are and the scale of the devastation that you've seen over the last few days.
Well, I went to Kahramanmaraş and I just got back from Antakya. There is no word can describe what's happening. You've seen the pictures and the videos. Families are still digging with their fingers and nails to find their relative. I lost my cousin, and their kids, with 6 kids, now they found 3 in different city where a survivor and the other 3 disappeared. You know, the situation is really dire. It's really hard to describe.
Firstly, I'm sorry for your loss with your cousin. I understand that residents are incredibly infuriated that aid didn't arrive sooner, that help didn't come within sort of the 24 to 48-hour period. How have things changed now? How many rescue teams are on the ground, both international and domestic?
Talking about Turkey, there is more and more people are getting there, but it's not enough. It's not 1 building, it's not 100 buildings. We're talking about almost 4,000 buildings. It's never enough. I've seen trucks, people, it's like everybody's moving around, of course. And they're tired, exhausted, but they still have hope. There's some stories we heard about, but never enough. We need in Turkey more people. If we want to talk about Syria, we did not receive anybody in northern Syria. The Chinese sent their rescue mission to Damascus government areas, which is very good. But West Syria, we did not receive any rescue mission.
So tell us what the situation is like then in those areas from what you're hearing, the parts of northern Syria outside of the government control. What kind of situation are they dealing with and how are they managing? How are they getting by?
Well, it's very hard. We have one organization which partially equipped, working night and lift. Our organization, Maram, also have a rescue team. But when we say rescue team, we're talking about 15 people, not the right equipment. They're working night, 24/7. When it comes to equipment, we don't have the equipment. Nobody has the right equipment in the area. When it comes to aid, the UN agencies sent so far not over 20 trucks were scheduled before the earthquake. So even the shipment they sent was not enough for the earthquake emergency. It's very bad. And again, you mentioned the weather. The weather is like freezing weather. Nobody survived outside the earthquake with this weather. So imagine after 10 years of war, the area is like mostly damaged. The hospitals are behind. They could not operate before the earthquake. So imagine as of today.
And you are in eastern Turkey right now, but as you say, your organization works with Syrians. Are you working with a lot of Syrians in the Hatay region in Turkey? There are so many Syrian refugees there. And given the huge population, tell us about the unique challenges that they might face in a disaster like this, where their social, legal and financial status is already vulnerable.
Yes, the trauma after, when my building, I live in the 10th floor shake, so I still have trauma. So imagine people who doesn't have house, lost people, and then they leave their house, they don't know where to go, the clothes, the financial document, and those people are displaced more than once. And that's so important. They had to leave their houses, they're here as refugees, then they have to leave the house again. And they don't know their relative, they're alive or not. They don't know where to go tomorrow. Most of them, they are under the poverty level. So it's really hard. The government Turkey are taking care of them. As much as they can, but they don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yakzan Shishakly, thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.